as I'm sure a lot of people watching this are already aware, Quickly is being discontinued. So they said that due to the negativity and hostility directed towards Quickly in comparison to other page builders by certain WordPress influencers has basically ruined their morale, and yeah, they're calling it quits. If you want to read this in full and you didn't get the email, over on their discourse, Louis did post that email here. So I will link to this in the description below if you want to go ahead and read that and you haven't already. But the entire discourse is in read-only mode there, so you can't post here anymore. But yeah, it's a shame. I was not expecting this at all. Just from how active everything was going. I mean, in the changelog, you can see that they were constantly pushing out new updates. Version 1.4 here, which was on Feb 1st, the release date. If we click into here, this is where we got the Tailwind integration. So Feb 1st, today's March 4th. So a month later, after probably their biggest update to the Quickly plugin and theme, they're calling it quits. And this is something they worked on for, I'm going to imagine, over a year. I think they were talking about doing it last year, early last year. So obviously big news to the WordPress community and for everyone that was using Quickly. So definitely a shame to wake up to this. I actually thought that when I read the email, they'd been hacked. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Just, again, because of the big updates that had just happened, as well as the activity here in the discourse and in the community. I posted a question a couple of days ago, 2 days ago, when will there be full website templates with Tailwind in the design library? It's coming up next. So, yeah, it's... Everything just seemed like it was going well, and then to wake up to that today, very unexpected. I don't know when the comments would have been affecting the team, but I did notice that when I first got into Quickly, there was a bit more going on, for example, their YouTube channel. So, there was faces in the videos of the women on the team explaining new features as they dropped and how to use the plugin. And I think over time, I did notice that started to happen less frequently. Like these big changes were coming out, but they were covered in less detail on their YouTube channel. I thought maybe that was because they were putting more of it into their lives. But yeah, in hindsight, I'm not quite sure. I guess I did notice that maybe it just seemed like there was less faces to the brand. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just reading into that because again, the discourse was very active. Maybe they just swapped it over to focusing on being more active here. But yeah, I'm not quite sure when the influencers and their comments started to affect the team. In my opinion, I actually hadn't seen too much negativity in the discourse. I don't know. I'm not in every Facebook group. I stay off Facebook pretty much. I hardly ever go on Facebook, to be honest. So I'm not in some of the Facebook groups, and maybe it was happening in some of the other page builder Facebook groups, and I just hadn't seen it. But obviously, it was happening somewhere, and it was affecting the team to the point where they've wrapped it up. So obviously not good news all around. For those people that are using Quickly, what are you going to next? What's your next page builder? What's your new theme? I guess that's the question that I'm most interested in as being someone that has to make that decision now. So definitely let me know in the comments below. What are you swapping over to? I thought I'd share what I'm going to be doing in case anyone cares. This news actually came at a really good time for me because behind the scenes over the last month, I've been putting together a productized web agency offering. So this is sort of off the back of me doing my full-time job, I guess you would call it, where I'm creating YouTube videos for the FunnelKit brand. If you don't know what FunnelKit is, it's a suite of plugins for WordPress that allows you to do your email automation, as well as create sales funnels for WooCommerce. So you can add upsells on your checkout page, add one-click upsells after your checkout form, so post-purchase upsells, customize your thank you page. It does a whole lot of stuff focused at helping WooCommerce store owners increase their revenue and grow their email list. So working with the FunnelKit brand and knowing the ins and outs of the plugin, as well as my experience running an e-commerce brand for 6 years, as well as building my WagePirate brand, putting out content to generate leads, to just doing everything I've done over the last couple of years, I wanted to package that up into a productized service to help people scale their businesses online using WordPress. And as part of putting together that package over the last month, there was 2 certainties in the package. So the first one is we're going to be using FunnelKit to grow brands. The second one was that I was going to be using Quickly to build the websites. So obviously, one of those certainties completely gone. And so I'm definitely going to be putting a lot of effort in over the next couple of weeks to try and work out what I'm going to be doing there. The obvious choice in this example is the plugin or page builder that I was using before Quickly, which is Bricks Builder. It's the best page builder experience, I think personally, right now in WordPress. So I think that's probably, well, most likely where I'm going to go for the productized websites that I'm going to be offering this year. Another option that I do want to have a little bit more time with is going to be Kadence Blocks, but I can't quite remember their global styling system and how that worked. So Kadence Blocks is in the block editor, so it definitely has that going for it. But yeah, I definitely want to spend a lot more time sort of playing around with Kadence Blocks. Other than that, I'm not quite sure where you'd go, because if you have Quickly, which is maybe one of the newer builders, closing its doors, and you're trying to shift over to something that's a bit more stable, you have to look at one of the ones that's been around for a while. And so what options do you have there? You have Elementor, Generate Press, Generate Blocks. I don't know what other ones you'd probably look at. And considering those, I put out a video not too long ago, 2 months ago, Quickly versus the other builders, where I compared Quickly, Bricks Builder, I did Generate Press, Generate Blocks, and GreenShift. I played around with the Generate Blocks, Generate Press global styling system. I thought I was doing something wrong, just of how disconnected the global styling system was to actually creating the websites. I know they released classes, I think, this week, but I don't know. I like that it's in the block editor, but I was using that global styling system and just couldn't believe that's how you did it, while people were posting in their videos on YouTube how great it was. But now that the class-based system's released, people are saying the class-based system's so much better than the old system, so I don't really know if they actually enjoyed the old system, because now they like the class-based system, which is the system that all the other page builders use. Maybe it's worth going back and having a play with that. I do like Generate Press and Generate Blocks being in the block editor. I think they have some really good pre-made design templates that you can use as well. But other than Bricks Builder, Kadence Blocks, and Generate Press, I don't think there's really another one that's been around for long enough where you feel safe that it's not going to be abandoned, which is what we're trying to run away from after what's happened with Quickly. And to wrap up this video, I just want to share the last thing here, which is that when I'm going out and building things with my own website and I throw new plugins into that stack and they get abandoned, it just affects me and my website, and I just fix it. I replace things out in my own time. There's no immediate urgency, and I'll just do it when I have time. But now that I'm going out and putting together a productized service, which is a website template to help one specific niche with its features, and within that WordPress template are a set of plugins that I'll just put into every installation and repeat, 50 or 100 times, I really need to consider carefully the plugins that go into that package. And it really does have me thinking, after what's happened with Quickly, how flexible or lenient can we be with the plugins that we add into a package we're going to be repeating into the future over many years, 50 or hundreds of times. And so this happening right now before I go out and release that offering has come at a very good time, because now it's just reminding me that things in WordPress aren't forever and they can be abandoned at any time. And it has me considering maybe we should all just use Elementor.